All right. So this is going to be a quick analysis of a game that Matt sent me. He's working on cam on and off ball cam. We're gonna do a quick analysis of everything that we can see, and maybe if we can help him out with the things that he sees in his game at his level, and maybe the reflexes that he can develop and see what's going on. All right, so just at the beginning, just a quick face-off positioning tips and whatnot. What's supposed to happen here is this guy is gonna go at the ball since he's the closest. Matt would cheat up, and this guy is supposed to go back and play defense. What we're gonna see is, unfortunately, that's not going to happen because this guy is clueless and doesn't know how to position himself in Rocket League. But basically, that's what's supposed to be happening. Also, this is going to be a crash course on how to position yourself when your teammates are not in the right spot, so that you can almost always prevent goal against and stuff like that. So we're going to see what happens here. Let me just make it work. All right, let's go back to Matt. So face off, Mika's gonna take a face off. His teammate should be going right. He's not going there. So in a case like this, when you see that your teammates are not well positioned, so there's a double commit on the ball, even though it's like the first second of the game, that's what's going on, right? It's a double commit on the ball. He's not in the right spot. So as soon as you recognize it, your main objective is to go back post. So I know it's just the first second of the game. So what I would do in your spot right there is just backflip twice, stay on ball cam, just backflip twice, and then the player's gonna be in front of you. It's crazy to say, but after 1 second, you're already just scrambling back on defense because there's a double commit. So right now, what I see on my screen is a 3-on-2. Since you just saw it, you should probably go back on defense. Of course, you are not prepared to be on the defense already with a good play there. That should be your ball that you're getting cut. And then that's your ball. Let's see what happens there. Good play. Here, you switch the camera on and off, and that's exactly, and I didn't look at the replay before, I just pressed pause on the replay because that's exactly where and when I would switch on and off of the camera. This isn't your ball anymore, right? And as I can see, you saw it because you're switching on and off the camera at the exact same time I press pause. So what I would expect you to try to do is maybe bump these guys, because these are the goaltender and they're right there, right? And we're trying to work on our physicality because that's something that works very well against us. So whenever I see something that works against us, I want to try to implement it in our program. So what I would do is, one, I would try to bump these people, and then afterward, if that works or it doesn't work, you might want to go and grab the big boost and then rotate back because you're gonna be number three. So step one, bump some people if they're there, because that's going to clear the net for an open net shot for your teammate. And then afterward, grab some pennies or a big boost depending on the situation. Here we just saw that the ball is right there or almost right there off the screen, and there's your teammate also. You have a teammate that's there, and you have a teammate all the way back on defense. I know the skill level is kind of weak from what I'm seeing right now, but you can trust, or you should trust, that your teammate's there and there's a second teammate there, and you know for sure there's 1 and 2 opponents there. So your defensive zone right now is not super risky. So I would take the time seeing what I'm seeing right now, and that's because you're seeing exactly that because you switch on and off, and that's amazing. That's perfect. So now you see that you have 2 opponents in front of you that you're gonna try to bump. There's a third one on your left. Nobody's challenging your net, right? So you have time to go and grab a big boost and then come back in the center, and you're now gonna be the third guy. And if for some reason we lose the ball and the ball's going that way, it means you should be there because that's gonna be back post, right? If for some reason we lose the ball and it's going that way, then you should be here because that's the opposite corner, opposite post from the net. So let's try to see what's happening there. All right. there for that boost, which is, you know, it's decent. Here, you're going for back post, which is fine. I think it's conservative, but I think it's fine, and I want you to do that. I want you to go back post instead of just maybe trying to guess if it's gonna come to your face or not. What I would want to see here, since you're committing to going back post, is you to break and do a complete stop on the back post and then aim at the ball. Perfect. You didn't stop, but when you were going, since you're on the ball cam and that's what you want to do, you can see there's a 5 Timbits in front of you, all playing the ball, and it's not dangerous for now. Recognizing that it's now a 3 against 2 because everyone's just in the same mashed potato pile, I would stop maybe a good 3 or 4 cars behind the middle, so that way if the ball is going to get out of their zone and beginning to go into your zone, you can snap it right back into the offensive zone. And let's try to see what's happening now. I would stop here and wait for whatever happens here. The reason why I'm saying this is nobody has a clear possession of the ball. We don't know because your teammates are not doing the obvious things, so we don't know what's going on, right? We have, let's just put it yellow. We have a baddie there with the ball near, and a baddie there. All of this is open, and the wall seems to be kind of open. The only spot that seems to be covered is, I'll put it in blue, this, because your teammate are kind of there, but not really. So everything else apart from the blue is kind of dangerous right now. Because if a ball is it there, or it there, or it there, it's kind of dangerous. What I mean by dangerous is you cannot easily clear it back. That's what I mean by dangerous. So I would stop here. Let me just clear the screen because it's now a mess. I would probably stop where you're at right now so that you at least cover this ground, on the ground. And if for some reason the ball would go and hit the wall there, it's easy for you to scramble back post like that. And on the reverse, if they hit the ball and it goes like this, it's easy for you to just turn around, scramble back post right there. So that's your 3 position. There's not a lot of plays that's yours right now, since 2 of your teammates are already down low and in a bad position and they're not going to scramble on defense. I would say 99% of the time you're not going to play any ball that's going to go up or whatever, because your main concern right now is to play third because you're the last defender. So I would say don't try to go and rush anything. You should probably just stay there and wait and be ready to scramble back on defense, unless the visual cue is if one of your teammates is scrambling back like that, or make a clear effort to scramble back, and the ball is still on the offense and free to go, then I would push up. But since you have 2 teammates that doesn't seem to be interested into playing defense right now, and they're just like bumping the ball and trying to do a goal with a very low percentage play, I would say stick back and just wait to see what's going on and be ready to scramble on defense. So that would be my assessment of the play that's going on right now, and let's see what's going on. You're cautious, that's very good. Here, now you're out of position because you're now almost in a 2 position. The ball is in the air. I do not trust your teammate. I absolutely hate their positioning right now. So I would stay pretty much center, and I wouldn't cross the midline from the net here. Let me just grab my pen real quick. Here, like in the center of the net and the center of the field, I would probably would not to cross that, since there's already 2 of your teammates there and we don't have a clear possession of the ball. So if the ball for some reason goes on the left side, you're all pretty much out of position. So I would be cautious and I would try to stay right in the middle of the field, and that's what I would try to do. Let's see what happens next. That's very good. Here, since you know a shot is not coming in the next quarter of a second, now is the best time to switch your camera, go back post, do a power slide, and then switch back. you don't need to be looking at the ball at all time to know where it's going. So here you can see the little, oh, I misclicked. Just give me a second. I need my pen. All right. You see that the ball has been hit in this manner, and it's going to be coming this way. The reason you're 100% sure that this is going to be the play, 1, 2, 3. Nobody's gonna tip it. Nobody's is there for a pass yet, and everybody's super late and super far. So for sure, the only player that can take a shot is this guy. So the only way a shot can be taken on net is like this. So what that means is you should go this way, back post, and switch your camera off of ball cam, go back posts, and then you're going to be facing the shot, and it's going to be a much easier job for you to defend. Here you cut front post. You now have a zero angle in front of your net. It's going to be it's going to be super difficult for you to do a save, because the way you're positioned right now is you're going to do a challenge off the wall. But that's going to be complicated for you, because the ball is going to roll this way, and if you go and you hit it that way, it's going up and it stays in play. If you do a quick power slide and try to hit it this way, nobody's behind of you to try to clear it. So it's going to die here, and then everybody's going to come and do a second wave. So that's why it's so important to go back posts, because if you went back post instead of cutting, because that's a cut, even though there's nobody, you're cutting your natural line of defense. Since you're cutting, every touch on the ball that you're going to have right here is not going to be a good one. And even if you get to the ball first, right? So even if you're here, you get there, you hit the ball, and it goes like this, right? It goes off of the wall, off of the ceiling, off of the back wall, there, right? You're gonna get punished because your teammates are in there. You're the last defender, and anybody can come here, put some pressure, and it's gonna come back to your net. And now it's 1-0 or 2-on-1 or whatever. So because of your angle and because you're cutting front posts, instead of doing the big loop, changing cameras, going back post, doing the big loop, and then walking the line of the goal line and hitting the ball with a better angle, which can be a big clear instead of a small slash here on the corner, the situation is dangerous. And I can see that we're probably going to get a goal. Tough play. Let's try to see if we can fly. All right. This is the part where I don't know how to control this thing. All right. Let's look at it again from this angle. Now we're gonna have a better perspective of what's going on. Okay. Here, what I expect is for you to grab this penny, this penny, this penny, power slide, stop here. Don't lurk. Don't try to be here or here. You really want to stop exactly inside of the net. You want to stop exactly here. That way, your car has a negative angle on the ball, and instead of having an angle that comes like this, what you're gonna have is an angle that comes outward, right? So if the ball, for some reason, is rolling on the wall, it's gonna be much easier for you to just do this, hit the ball, and it's gonna roll back. If a shot hits for whatever reason like this, you're gonna have a negative angle, and when you're gonna shoot it, it's going to get out of the zone instead of dying here. So what I would want you to do is, like I said, grab 12, 24, 36. Wait, I think I changed my. Yes, I did. All right, let me do this again. There we go. So here, 12, 24, 36, power slide, you die here. The ball is gonna come this way, and it's gonna be a much easier challenge instead of trying to play it off of the wall. I have to do it again. All right, let's see what happens. So as we knew that your teammate were not going to be there to protect you. Open it. Again. Here, it's a one-on-one. Now, just for fun, let's just see what your teammates should have been doing. And of course, it's going to be so hard for you to implement all of this when you're playing in solo queue with people that just do not know how to position themselves. So say this is the current situation. You're here, so you're number 1. I would expect this guy, since he's closer, to go back post, and then he's gonna cover you. That would mean he's number 2. And this guy, I know he's close to the ball, but his angle is disgusting. So we need to avoid him hitting the ball at all costs, because if he hits the ball, it's gonna be a shot on, right? So what you want to do is, in this case, he needs to go back post also. He's going to get beat by his teammates, who's going to be behind in queue. You can grab a little pad or whatever, and then he's going to be number 3. This guy pushed forward, and now this guy is going to sleep on back post. Of course, it's not going to happen because your teammate are not perfect at all. And this is displayed. So I just, we took 37 seconds of game time, and we already have tons of points where we could have a bit of a better decision making. But what I've seen here is a clear example of what usually happens in game, right? Ball cam on and off to make sure that we're going to right places. You did it once, that was very good, and on the offensive in their net, actually, when we saw both players just standing there. The decision making, is a lot easier when you see them in front of you, and then after you could just grab a big boost, go back on defense and whatnot. And here we see what happens when we don't switch off the ball cam, and when we cut in front of front post instead of going back post, and we've seen an immediate result. That's a very preventable goal, I think. Just by being well positioned, you can carry your team on defense. The shot that they took was not the best shot in the world, and just a little clear there could have made you guys go on a 2-on-0 or 2-on-1. We saw all blue just rush at the ball. So in your level, you can for sure you can rank up very easily just by being on the right spot on defense and playing sound defensively. I think that's going to help you tremendously. So that's all I wanted to talk about for this replay. I hope it helps.